Welcome to today's video and to another adventure here in the paradise. The weather is perfect and the conditions are perfect, so let's go for another island crossing. What is actually the plan today? I think the third island crossing from the north to the south, and right now I'm here in the north walking along the cliffs, and then soon we will basically cross the complete island and walk back to Funchal. This is part of the Caminho Real, the King's Way, which is an old hiking trail. I adapted it a little bit to avoid streets, because some parts of the original Caminho Real goes on streets, so I made a cooler version of it. So let's go. Oh, look at this view. The Caminho Real, meaning Royal Road or Way, started to be already built before the establishment of the Republic of Madeira, functioning as an alternative and complement to maritime connections. Those royal roads can be found all around the island, connecting nearly everything. Many of them are now preserved as a hiking trail and are a great example of how difficult it is populating an island like Madeira from scratch. The Caminho Real I take, Caminho Real 27, starts in the north, near a town called Arco de Sao Jorge. From there I will also start my hike and cross the entire island and end up in Funchal. I plan to make this nearly 40 kilometers with almost 3000 meters of elevation in 2 days. This is actually the last weekend before leaving this beautiful island and starting my next project. And I'm so lucky. Look at this weather. It's perfect spring weather, the birds are singing. It's perfect blue sky. Oh, it's a dream. Look at these views. I love this island. The first sections of this hike goes along the cliffs and descends them. The original Caminho Real 27 would go after that along a street. But to make it a bit more fun, I made a few adaptations to avoid streets. Which means more distance and elevation, but also way more fun. It starts to go up and the weather is perfect, but also the sun is incredibly strong. Today I have around 2000 meters of elevation and around 20 to 25 kilometers. This view. Now the ocean is really inviting to just jump in and swim.
I'm flying like an eagle, I'm circling the sun. I want to do so many things, things I have never done. Just show me where the path gives out, and that's where I'll run.
Yeah, along this cliff, that's where I went. So I'm coming from. And now go basically here along this valley till we start on the final ascent. Most important thing for a hike like this is sunscreen. The sun is really burning. I didn't put anything yet, but it's still, I can feel that if I don't put now something on, I will get burned. That's why I also have the long jacket. Nice. Smells like coconut. Beautiful. Really, really beautiful. Before reaching the next section of the hike, I had now a few kilometers on the road and through villages. The amazing thing about that, I got some ideas how my perfect retirement house would look like. I think I found it. This is my dream house. Perfect view. Here I can make some wine, potatoes somewhere here, some onion, garlic. Oh, every morning this view. Peaceful. There's a little village in the back. They have a tashka, I think. And that's where I would like to retire. Make some nice flowers, maybe orchids. They should grow here wild. Beautiful. That's a new life goal if I'm older. Oh, this view must be a dream to live there. From this small paradise house, I had to make a few kilometers on the street. And here the sun really demonstrated how strong it can be, even in early spring. I think you can see it's really hot. The sun is very powerful, but I'm back at the trail. Now it goes up there, quite steep, but I hope there's also a bit of shade because there are trees. I reached the Levada, but here's no water, which is not good because I'm almost out. And I thought next to the Levada I would have water. It's the story of my life. Always if I reach the Levada, no water. But soon there should be another one. That's the last chance before then reaching the top of the island. I'm basically going up close to Pico Ruivo, close to the highest mountain. And depending on the time, I either try to make camp there, so next to Pico Ruivo, or somewhere before, but I know that in Pico Ruivo there's a mountain hut where I can get water, because I really don't want to carry all the water up till the spot where I sleep. But let's see. Nothing is as certain as uncertainty. I still didn't fully figure out why, but I really love Levada hikes. Even in cases like here where there's no water in it, it is still a perfect trail, built into the cliffs, making the dramatic views of the island look even more extreme. A little bit of water. I will not make completely full now, because I expect... Oh, this is cold. Oh, I don't know. Oh, this is really cold. Oh. Oh, it went down in the neck. Oh, in the back. Jesus. Oh, that was really cold. Oh. That was refreshing. Nice, but also really cold. So I will just make now 750 milliliters, or I think 1 liter. That should be enough until I reach the other Levada before I go up. I don't want to carry too much now. And again, this water, for sure you could just drink unfiltered. Comes down from the mountain. You never know if there's any dead animal lying up there or something, which probably is still not the case. But anyways, that's why I have a filter. Cheers, friends. This was actually quite refreshing. My whole left side is now wet, but it's not bad. It's actually quite nice. And the water was really delicious. Perfect cold mountain water. Let's go! Shower number 2. Oh God. Now this side is dry. This side will get wet. Oh, fresh. So here, far in the back, it goes up. The coolest thing is you can really tell it's spring. There are a lot of birds, and especially in Madeira, I usually don't hear so much birds, but also everything is blossoming. It's a dream. Now it became time to make a few more kilometers on the street before reaching my last water source before the incline. But as soon as I wanted to leave the street, quite an obstacle appeared. Semi-good news. They are having a construction work here on the trail that I need to take, and it's blocked. So I need to find an alternative route. The construction site was exactly for the trail I had to take, blocking me of continuing. Right, one of the construction workers there, he said if I'm careful I can follow it, and actually thought it's not the trail, but it's the trail. Thanks to my good Samaritan, I could continue my trail, and probably I was the first hiker ever walking on this trail. And even though I'm a fan of wild trails, let's appreciate the effort to put in place every single stone by hand. So, first of all, look at this beauty. Behind there is the sea, this blue thing. Now I reach basically here, the Levada. It's So I will go up here towards Pico Ruivo, and here is the last possibility for me getting drinking water, which is annoying because I don't feel ready taking like the sleeping water with me, or the sleeping and the morning water, and then carry everything up.
Option 1, taking only a liter, saving some weight, hoping for a water source that is not visible on the map and risking of not getting any water on the way. Or option number 2, accepting a few extra kilos and taking all the water I need for the evening and for the morning. What would you do? Let me know in the comments.
So I did it. I filled everything up. I have water heroes on the side. I have basically now everything with me that I need for the evening and tomorrow to make breakfast, and also have at least half a liter so I can hike a bit until I find something. It's the best decision. The worst thing that can happen, I go up and then there's nothing, and then I'm very hungry at night and I want to avoid it. So rather work a little bit more, but it will be well deserved, the food then afterwards. So head up, make a lot of elevation, and then search soon for a perfect camp spot.
So with some extra kilos in the backpack, it was time to go up and conquer some elevation. Climbing up and making some elevation is of course always more challenging, but it is also more rewarding. With every meter of elevation you get more amazing views. And here in Madeira, this is especially the case.
To golden light, there's a world of wonder painted in the sky. What a beautiful sight. It's all waiting for you. It's all waiting for you. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
I made a quick break, had some snacks, something to eat.
I still had 500 to 700 meters of elevation left for today, and you could tell that the sun was starting to get lower already. But I should be in a good time anyways. To make camp I need to complete the incline. Here on the trail it is impossible to make camp, so let's get going. The trail here was absolutely stunning. It went up along one of these mighty ridges. The sun was getting lower and was caressing the higher points before disappearing behind a mountain.
Golden hour began and I'm still here on this trail. Not sure, I'm looking if there's something to make camp, but it's very, very narrow. I'm starting to be slightly worried, but let's see how it goes. I mean, it's still some time left, so shouldn't be too bad.
Despite my optimism, I still had more kilometers and elevation to make. The trail here is basically 1 meter wide, left a stone wall, right free fall. No chance to camp. And annoyingly, while continuing, I also found this, a perfect water source.
So, in 10 minutes, sunset begins, and here's nothing. Here's just this narrow path, which I was afraid it would happen. So yeah, I'll go a bit farther and hope that I'm somewhere lucky with a bit more space to put my sleeping setup. Still on these cliffs that are not cliffs, on this ridge. No space for me to sleep.
Basically, I figured I have two options: hiking with the headlamp in the dark or somehow sleep on the trail here. And guess what I did?
Alrighty, got my sleeping setup. It's actually quite good. Let me show you. This here is the trail. Here's my tent in the middle of the trail. So there's a stone. Here's another stone. So I hope nobody comes by to try to pass by. But anyways, I will wake up quite early, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Challenge was to pass by the tent, but besides that, actually a really nice spot. Time to fire up the bush box. I think this is my most interesting sleeping spot because it's in the middle of the trail, but it's really nice. The stars are out, it's really beautiful. Have my little bush box, make some food and enjoy the evening. And I need to show you something, because it's the last adventure. I bought a little bit of poncha. Cheers. Nice. And soon the food is ready. Alrighty, in my little home, and gonna read 5 more minutes and then I will sleep. And I think I will sleep really, really good. The day was super beautiful actually, really nice. The sleeping spot is a bit interesting, but also nice. So yeah, have a good night and see you tomorrow.
Hear me, Anthony. I can't seem to find what I'm seeking. Misplaced all my love and way of thinking. Carried in the current of last year. Help me, Anthony. My mistakes are finally catching up. I ignored the simple acts of love. Let them rust all bundled up with greed. I'm sick of seeing all the times I chose the lie. And tired of being reminded of my measured time to make things right.
Good morning, amazing night. I slept like a baby. Here you see a beautiful trail setup. The cool thing about the tent is that it's actually quite small, so I had perfect space here between this rock. Slept actually really good, it was very warm. Sun is slowly rising behind this hill, making this stone here a bit red. Here is still the moon, beautiful. There's the, you see there where the sea should be, there are the clouds. It's a nice cloud inversion, beautiful. Delicious coffee. Oh, it smells good. That's the best thing, coffee in nature. And the view with it. That's life, my friends, that's life. Ah, it just tastes different.
Already everything packed, ready to leave, and here, between this stone and the other stone, was my sleeping setup, my tent.
After an amazing breakfast, it got time to start the second half of this island crossing. From my camp spot, I will hike a bit more up, reach the highest point on this tour before hiking back to Funchal. From this ridge on the top, you have a perfect view to the NUN'S valley. Here I will climb almost 700 meters down before continuing along the valley.
Now it goes down here, all the way till here to this village. That's where I should get the next water then. And then somehow here along this valley there should be 1 or 2 levadas that I follow. At least that's what my map tells me.
The trail down went through a eucalyptus forest, where here and there you can get amazing views of the NUN'S valley. Very soon I reached the street, which I had to follow a few kilometers before reaching a levada that I will follow till almost Funchal. I did not pay much attention to the fact that I need to walk on the street. All my attention went to the amazing views and the cliffs.
Water, and I don't need even to feel that. I can just take it like this. Oh, and it's ice cold.
From a little water source, I had to make a few more kilometers on the street and through villages. But very soon though, I should reach the Levada do Curral, and with that, the trail back home.
I reached Levada do Curral. Sadly, there's no water. I hope there will be soon water because I will need it. But I will follow this Levada now for a while.
Already after a few meters, it became clear. This is not a normal Levada trail. It was completely abandoned, washed out, and on many places broken. I continued a few more meters, till a trail runner coming from the other direction told me about the conditions of the trail, and that some parts don't exist anymore and are completely washed away. He returned after 8 kilometers. Luckily for me, otherwise I would have made a lot of kilometers unnecessary. Being not able to hike along the valley means I need to go over it. I have now to walk back 6 kilometers on the street and take another route. But this route leads me over this valley, so I need to climb a lot of meters of elevation up. Complaining does not help, so let's just get going.
I made basically, I think, 200 meters of elevation for nothing. I'm now back on our trail and it's really motivating. The street, it's tough, mentally tough. But here, it's perfect again. It smells perfectly like eucalyptus, really nice. And now I can make at least a few kilometers along this trail here before I'm back on the street, and then let's see how it then continues. Let's go! Whew.
I need to admit, during the climb up I felt quite demotivated. Having made so many kilometers for nothing and now also making a lot of extra elevation felt like just wrong.
This is really motivating. There is mountain far in the back, that's where I'm coming from. And now I actually climbed almost at the same level again. So soon I'm again on more than 1,000. And as I started to descend was 1,400. So basically went from one side of the valley to the other side up. Soon I reached the top. Anyways, let's go. I'm thirsty.
Like a reward. There was a hotel on top where I could refill my water and get a coffee.
Down there, this town, that's Caminho Real. And if I would have followed the original trail, the Levada would have gone somewhere here in this valley along. Would have been really beautiful, but yeah, it is what it is. Now, yeah, it goes on the street for 12 kilometers. Caminho Real, the King's Way.
This part of the original Caminho Real and the original route I wanted to avoid the most. But well, somehow I need to reach Funchal.
This was my Madeira adventure. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you liked it, make sure to give a thumbs up. That shows me that you like it, but also supports me and my channel. Lastly, make sure, if you don't want to miss any new adventures, and there's a big series coming up, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. See you next week for a new adventure. Ciao, ciao.
It's just as green, the sky is just as blue. The day is just as bright, the birds are singing too. You are my flower.